if you're finding yourself reacting, what's occurring is that you're spending too much time in your head. I had a client recently who asked me, how do I stop reacting in the moment instead of realizing it after? He was finding himself being triggered by his team, by his beloved, and then on reflection, realized that he was reacting and it wasn't the best response, wasn't the best form of leadership. And the key is that, remember, everything is about stimulus and response. And if you're finding yourself reacting, what's occurring is that you're spending too much time in your head. Remember, we meet the world from our head, our heart, and our Hara, our belly. And when we're busy, when the mind's busy, when we're under stress, when we're anxious, yet we're running a business, we're in a leadership role, often we're trying to process all from our thinking mind. And if it's in overthinking, if it's too busy, then you're going to find yourself reacting. Because the key with stimulus and response is to create space. So it's not trying to control your reaction. That's just using the same old pattern. Or it's not trying to calm yourself down, as useful as that can be. The key is, how do I create space so that between the stimulus, whatever's been said to you, whatever challenge, whatever button's being pressed, and your response, you're not stuck in your thinking, busy mind and reacting, getting triggered. So how do we do that? Well, again, 80% of change comes from the neck down. And so one thing is to understand this. And obviously learning this is important, yet the key is to practice it. And the way we practice it is that our biggest asset is our attention. Remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you start to master your attention, you start to realize that if I can bring my attention more into what am I feeling, what's my body telling me, more into my grounding, my intuition, and slowing my attention being caught up in the busy mind, that's how you create space. And once you start to do this, once you start to get more present by bringing your attention more into yourself, what happens is not only do you create space, yet you also create a safer container for the other person. What's interesting in leadership is that there's self-leadership, there's relational leadership, and there's systemic leadership, the system, the family. Now, the key to relational leadership is what's called the relational field. Remember, everything is energy. Everything is frequency and vibration. You would have had the experience where you walk into a boardroom and it feels like you can cut the air with a knife. There's this tension. That's because somebody hasn't shared how they're feeling. Someone's holding on to that tension and everybody feels it. Feel the energy, feel the vibe. And so in the relational field, in leadership, in your marriage, what occurs is that the more present you are, the more you bring your attention back to yourself and create a safe container for the other. The easier it is to communicate, the easier it is to relate. With children, they create and feel so much safer when the relational field is safe. And that's the key. Bringing our attention more into our body, becoming more present, slowing the busy mind will create more space. It'll create more safety. And instead of reacting and then picking it up later, what you'll find is that whatever the stimulus externally, you'll be able to respond. And so part of this is you've got to practice getting in your body more. You've got to do the reps. It's about remembering that in each moment you have choice. And that choice can come out of fear, out of your triggers, out of your hot buttons, or it can come out of authenticity, grounded presence. And that's what we're looking for to create healthy relationships in all our life. If this landed for you, go to the link below to check out the True Freedom Plan. This is the map from the Success Mountain to the Freedom Mountain.